Afternoon, happy Friday. Here is your weekly mortgage rate update. Yeah, Mortgage News Daily 30-year fixed average today is at 6.63% APR. That is down quite significantly from last Friday, which was at 6.81% APR. So what happened? Big move today in the rates, but the rest of the week had a lot of information that just kind of traded sideways. So yeah, what came out? There was a job survey report that came out that was lower than anticipated, and the markets were okay with that. GDP came out. That's a measure of inflation that came higher than anticipated. So the markets really didn't care for that. PCE, which is the favored measure of inflation for the Fed, month over month, that came in at consensus, which was 0.3%. However, that still indicates that there's inflation out there because it did increase, but it met expectations. So markets didn't do a whole lot with that information. Year over year, however, the PCE came in higher than anticipated at 2.8 versus 2.7. If you remember, the Fed would like to have that at 2. So that is slowly increasing. So there's still a little bit of inflationary pressure out there. What else? The big one that happened today, made the big move this week, was non-farm payrolls. Non-farm payrolls came in at 73,000, and the consensus, thank you, was at 110,000. So that's a big miss, and markets really enjoyed that. But that was just kind of the tip of the iceberg. The bigger part is that last month they revised from 110,000 new jobs to 14,000, which that's a massive drop. And the month previous to that, they did the same correction. So what does that mean? The markets really look at the 3-month average. And the 3-month average for the last year and a half has been at 150,000 new jobs. And with those 2 revisions from the previous months and then what came in today, now the 3-month average is at 35,000, which is a massive change. And so the markets are rallying, the bond market's rallying off of that information because the labor market is starting to show its true colors. So, yeah, all sorts of information. Oh, I guess cannot not talk about the Fed meeting that came out on Wednesday. They did not change interest rates, which was anticipated. Of course, they always wait for the notes or the comments from the Fed chair, and he didn't give any inclination. He said, if we need to raise rates, we will. If we need to lower rates, we will. If we need to keep them the same, we will. So the markets did not get any information from those minutes. However, I guess a note would be that 2 of the governors kind of broke out, which was anticipated, and they voted to decrease by 0.25%. Everybody else on the committee decided to keep things the same. But however, that's kind of again, an indicator that there might be some rate decreases coming up. So their next meeting is middle to end of September. And it will be interesting to see what other economic information comes out between now and that meeting. So what's going on this weekend? The Wildfire Festival in Big Sky is going on. So Dave Matthews is playing tonight and tomorrow night on Saturday. So all of those in the area that can make it up there, it's going to be pretty exciting. It's a great festival up there in Big Sky. So yeah, hope you can make it up there. But that's all I got for you. If I can answer any questions, talk to clients, I'm around. So give me a call. Awesome. Have a great weekend.